British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining us this mid-morning. My name is Eden Chipperfield, and here are your top news headlines for 11 o'clock. This just in, Emily Lohan, a 25-year-old climate activist, is the new leader of the British Columbia Green Party. Lohan won on the first ballot with 3,189 votes, ahead of the second place Jonathan Kerr with 1,908 votes. Adam Bremer-Atkins finished third with 128 votes. And scientists are working at British Columbia's Ministry of Water, Land and Resources are expanding strike action as labor strike grows in the province. The Professional Employees Association, representing agrologists, foresters and geoscientists, says members are at a site in Victoria are now on strike, making a fourth week of escalating job action. Picket lights from union members are already at the ministry sites in 4 other Victoria locations, as well as in Metro Vancouver, Williams Lake, Smithers, Prince George, Penticton, Nelson, Nanaimo, Kamloops, Cranbrook, and Fort St. John. The escalation comes as another labor dispute between the province and the BC General Employees Union led to pickets at liquor and cannabis distribution warehouses in Richmond, Delta, and Kamloops this week. The BCGEU strike is also in its 4th week and now involves more than 12,500 people taking part in job action, including picketing and overtime bans. Both the Professional Employees Association and the BC General Employees Union have said they want a fair deal from the province for workers providing services that are fundamental to the provincial economy. A high-profile sex offender has been released from prison to live in Vancouver, and police have issued a safety warning to the public about the man. Randall Hopley last gained the public's attention when he cut off his monitoring anklet and disappeared while on statutory release, only to be captured in Vancouver and sent back to prison. Hopley received a 6-year sentence for abducting a 3-year-old boy in southeastern BC. In 2011, he was released in 2018 to a Vancouver halfway house under a 10-year supervision order. The Vancouver Police Department says there are compelling reasons to warn that he poses a high risk to the public and he could breach his conditions. Hopley must abide by several conditions, including not being around places where children are under the age of 16 might be, and not having direct or indirect contact with his victims or their family members. And as the new year's school year starts, the Surrey School Board has started a flexible hybrid learning program that uses artificial intelligence. Reporter Jonah Jung explains how AI is being used in classrooms.
Early in September, the Surrey School Board announced that the new online and in-person hybrid courses will use AI as a tool for students to source content. The Assistant Superintendent at the Surrey School Board, Perry Smith, says schools in Surrey now have up to 25 students in hybrid learning courses. Smith says using AI can help both the students and the teachers.
Generative artificial intelligence is definitely a resource that we want students to be able to engage in and learn how to use ethically to solve problems, to support their critical thinking and their creative thinking, both in class and when they're not in class.
Smith says different AI platforms are being tested in classrooms for them to be shared with students in other schools. Jonah Jung, BCIT News.
And more on the AI front, Canada's artificial intelligence minister says AI is the modern-day railroad when it comes to Canadian infrastructure. Evan Solomon is in Montreal today speaking to the All-In Conference on AI. He says artificial intelligence is talked about in the same vein as major projects like ports and other infrastructure in Ottawa.
The goal here is not to be the farm team for someone else's economy. We're not growing companies only to have someone buy it up and move.
As part of an ongoing dispute with the province over an unpopular bill, family doctors in Quebec are expected to suspend teaching medical students as of October 1st. Doctors are currently in negotiations with the province of Quebec over consumption and working conditions alongside a bill that would correlate a portion of their pay to performance targets. Health Minister Christian Dubé says that the government is working to find a way forward and encourage doctors to follow suit. In Burnaby, it is partly cloudy at 13 degrees with an expected high of 20 for the day, and I hope all is enjoying the current changing of the weather. Those have been your news headlines at 11. Join my co-desker Selena Teixeira at 11:30.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
The hands-on part of the program is the main thing that drew me to the program, and it's the main thing that I'm taking away from this program. There's no experience like just being able to go out and practice and do the work, and been able to do that both here in the newsroom, out on the internships, multiple internships that I've been able to go on, and I think it'll serve me very well.